Now, we pointed out that the most important surah of the Quran for the study of Islamic eschatology is Surah Al-Kahf of the Quran. And we showed you how Surah Al-Kahf of the Quran took us to one of the major signs of the last day, namely Gog and Magog, Ya'juj and Ma'juj. And we will come back to that, inshallah, later on. But Surah Al-Kahf took us to Gog and Magog. And that was question 2, which the rabbis had posed. And these were questions which only a prophet could answer. Only a prophet could answer. Only he has this knowledge. So this knowledge is not in the world. The question about the ruh, we said to you, was answered very, very briefly. Say this to them. Say nothing more than this to them. Say just this to them. That's it, full stop. Kuli ruh min amri rabbi. That's it. Say to them that the ruh is by Allah's command. And this answer was placed in Surah to Banu Israel, Surah to Bani Israel, which is also known as Surah Al-Isra. Let's not fight over names. And then we said to you, on both occasions, question 1 and question 2, the divine method was to first repeat the question and then answer it. First repeat the question and then answer it. وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ. Excuse me. And they question thee about the ruh. وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنْ ذِي الْقَرْنَيْنِ. And they question you about Zulqarnain. But when it came to the third question, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not repeat the question. Excuse me. The reason why he did not repeat the question was because, number one, he wanted this subject to remain under wraps. He did not want it to become outwardly visible. And number two, because the question did not go directly to the target of Dajjal. They were going about it through a roundabout way. So he kept the subject of Dajjal under wraps, meaning you had to dig to be able to locate it. We said, and Allah knows best, that the reason, the target of question number 3 was Dajjal. And there are 2 passages in Surah Al-Kahf which are directly linked with Dajjal. This one about the young man in the cave, which we'll come to, inshallah. But then there's another passage in Surah Al-Kahf which is also linked to Dajjal. Remember, Dajjal comes with a mountain of bread, and people will follow him for his bread. Why do you think there's such a huge population of Pakistanis in Britain? Why are there so many Pakistanis in the United States and Canada and Australia? So many Bangladeshis in the Gulf and in Pakistan and India, in Britain and in the United States. What do you think they're doing there? The overwhelming majority are there for the bread. Dajjal comes with a mountain of bread, and people will follow him for his bread, said the Prophet, alayhi salatu wasalam. In other words, what Dajjal does is that he concentrates wealth among some people and make them the leaders of mankind. And he gets the rest of mankind to come and work for them and be enslaved by them. And this brings us to the story in Surah Al-Kahf of the rich man and the poor man, which is the subject of today's talk. The Quran describes the rich man with 2 gardens. And these gardens have a river flowing between them, so there is natural irrigation. The gardens are fertile, and there is an abundance of crops, an abundance of produce. And this rich man who owned these gardens, he is arguing with the poor man. This is the argument. The argument in substance is, I am rich, so I'm a somebody. You're poor, you're nobody. When I pull up with my car, you see how many people come to open the door of the car for me? That's an indication that I'm a somebody. But the poor man gave him a warning. Be careful, says the poor man. When you enter into your garden, you should give thanks to Allah. You should give recognition of Allah that He is the one who is provided for you. Ma sha Allah, la quwwata illa billah. This is what the poor man is advising the rich man. And then the poor man delivers a stunning rebuke. He says, look here, you think I'm poor, you see me poor, but Allah can change my condition. Allah can give me wealth and He can take away what you have. So be careful. And so said, so done. And this passage of Surah Al-Kahf is the mother of all warnings to modern Western civilization, which has accumulated the wealth of the world by hook and by crook, and which has no recognition of Allah. There is no such thing as la quwwata illa billah, not from modern Western civilization. And Western civilization looks down upon the rest of mankind as natives, scornfully for their poverty. But who made them poor? They don't have anything, the poor of the world. And listen to what the poor man said, the warning that he gave. And this is the warning which today must be given to the modern West, which is filthy rich. Allah can take away your wealth, and Allah can give me wealth. And so said, so done. Allah took away the water. He took away the water. And when there was no water, the gardens all dried up. And the rich man was left wringing his hands in frustration and in despair. Ya laytani la mushrik bi rabbi ahada. He now recognized that he had committed an act of shirk. He worshipped Allah with his lips, but with his heart he is worshipping the dunya. He is worshipping the wealth. He is worshipping his business. If your business is more important to you than Allah, if your job is more important to you than Allah, if your freedom to travel and that your name should not be on a new fly list, that's more important to you than Allah. If your house is more important to you than Allah, your cattle and your goats and your sheep are more important to you than Allah, wait. فَتَرَبَّصُوا, and see what Allah can do with you. And the rich man now recognized that he had committed an act of shirk, because while with his lips he was worshipping Allah, with his heart he was not. With his heart he is worshipping his wealth, he is worshipping the dunya, and this is what Dajjal wants us to do. This is Dajjal's master plan, that he gets the rich to worship their wealth, and he gets the poor to worship the rich. We want to be like them. So they leave Pakistan and they leave Bangladesh and they leave Egypt and they leave Indonesia and they're gone to America. And we have made it. We are successful because we went to the United States. We got a good job. We made money. We were able to build a house. Oh my gosh, we made it. But when it came to Salatul Jummah, we didn't have time for that. The job was more important than Allah. Yes, the wealth was more important than Allah. That was shirk. That shirk is all around us in the world today. So there is a message for the poor, that Allah can take the poor man and make him wealthy. وَوَجَدَكَ عَائِلًا فَأَغْنَى. Oh Muhammad, Allah's blessings be upon you. We found you poor and we made you rich. There is a message of hope for the poor of the world today. The masses who are living in poverty, in Venezuela most of all, that Allah can turn the tide against them, and Allah can make you wealthy, and Allah can take away their wealth. And may Allah give us this faith and the strength and the courage and the patience to bear the trials of Akhir Zaman. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.